So welcome back to carpentry school. As for last week, just to recap, we marked out all our components relating to the frame of mortises and tenons. So we've got a through mortice here, and we have a stub, then haunched mortice and tenon, which is this one here, and then over here on the this right hand side of the corner, looking this way, we have a bridle. So all our face marks are facing inwardly. This is how we do in relation to the frame. The specials here, or the special kind of work that we haven't done on my videos, are this detail here, which is the OG horn detail, so I shall show you about that. And then we got the semi-round detail on this corner of the exercise. So what I'm going to do now is go through all of the mortises first. So this is what we do. We do the through mortises, then the stub, do all the mortises in first, and then we'll start cutting our tenons. So we're going to start with the through mortise, then followed by the haunched mortise and tenon, which is this one, followed by the bridle, and then work on the rails and then bring those together. Okay, so here we go. So I place the bench in the vise, make sure that's tightened. I'm now going to start mortising my through mortise with my 9mm mortise chisel, and obviously I've got my method. And to just do my mortising first, so I'm clamp that to the bench hook with my F clamp. So now I've clamped that on. Now just remembering what we used to do from our earlier video, so I'm going to start from the middle and then just chop that away. So here we go. So now I've morticed out the actual through mortise. I'm just going to clear out the, here we are, the through mortise. Just going to clear it out on the other side. So by using my pencil, just to break up the loose bits to the job. Yeah, what I'm doing is tidying up the side of the mortise so I don't have to do it prior to cutting the tenon. So I've done the mortise in here. All I've got left to do is the wedge holes. Okay, so the wedge holes there, which are that and that. So So now I've produced the mortise as required, even the wedge holes. So I'm moving on to now my stub mortise, which is going to be this one. Okay. So now I am going to process the stub tenon, but before I do that, with my mortise chisel, I'm going to just measure on here because that stub wants to be no more than 30 mil deep. It's about 2/3 of the depth of the rail. So this is 45, so 2/3 is 30. So this is only going down 30 mil deep. So I'm going to measure on my mortise chisel from the tip of the blade and put a little marker like this masking tape. So I'm going to measure from the tip of there 30 mil. And just wrap that round here. This is the line that I'm going as my guide. 30 mil to there, to the tip of the thing. Okay, so same process, but the only thing is I'm not going now. I'm not turning it over. It's going to be a stub. So. Right, so now I'm just tidying up the bottom of the stub tenon. out the worst of the, obviously, the remaining fibres that are hanging off. I've done that. Right, so it's just, look, it still needs, I think it needs it's a mil shy of my 30 mil there. Look, you see that? So this, in that case, look, it's even, in fact, it's 2 mil this corner. So this needs to go down a little bit more. So, and then just, so just stabbing at the base of the mortise. Just loosening up the fibres, just that little bit more.
What's that?
Do just break it up like that.
Very good, Mr. Jones.
Like that. Right, so now just to show you that we've got 30 mil there, 30 mil there now. So this is what is pretty consistent in relation to the base of it, base of the mortise, as you can see there. No rounding of the corners, so nice and sharp. Yeah, lovely, good. So I'm going to show you in relation to, it's the same thing again, where we've got through a mortise here, we're going to do a haunch mortise and tenon here. Sorry, a haunch mortise with a haunch at the top there. So we're going to do the mortise first and then do the haunch, which is always equal to the thickness of the tenon. In this case it's 9, so this is going to be 9 mil deep when we get to do it. The haunch, I mean. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just gonna, I'm neating this up here now. Just gonna turn it over to neaten this side up so it goes right way through with a mortise chisel, and then we shall proceed with these wedge holes. So now I've just mortised those out, so nice and clean. What I'm going to do now is do the wedge holes and then do this haunch part of the detail. Okay, so I'm just going to do the wedge holes for here. So same as I did before. Right, so now I'm just looking at my haunch, mortise and tenon. I've got to just do the haunch here. This is the mortice. I've just done the wedge holes, which are, I'll see those two, just like I did here. So I'm about to do this part of it, which is the haunch. So just to cut that or chop that out. The theory, so the theory is this is a haunch detail. So the haunch, as I've said previously, is equal to the thickness of the tenon. So in this case, this mortise hole is a 9mm. So the depth of that haunch there needs to be 9mm in its depth. So what I'm going to do now is mark on the end of end of my material, or end of this job. When I say the end, on the end grain, 9mm in, 9mm, which is there. Okay, so 9. I'm just going to square that with my square. So, this depth from there to there is equal to the thickness of that mortise. So it's the same depth going this way. Okay, so, here we are. I have a dovetail saw. Now, apparently it's finer cut. I just wanted to do a finer cut here, so I picked up the dovetail saw to enable me to do that. So that's the reason why I'm using this dovetail saw. So what I'm going to do now is saw down here. Just be mindful of not knocking there too much. I'm sawing down just the depth of, to the depth of that 9mm. So one there, and the same on this side.
That's the one.
Right, so now I've cut that saw cut down to 9mm. I'm just going to use my mortise chisel just to lift that up by just tapping a little bit at a time. Just makes that so much smoother. Right, so just going to do that there. So, what we've done so far, just to recap, we've done, the through mortise, the stub, the haunch mortise, and that's that there, which is 9mm wide, 9mm deep. Now I'm going to just process the bridle, which is going to be this one. all the processing for the through mortise on this one, the haunch mortise and tenon, the haunch with the mortise, even the wedge holes are there, the stub, the bridle. So now it's the rails to process. So I'm going to start with the top rail.